Is today Friday? I think it is, Roundy. How are you? Good to have you in. Just out here and sort out a few bits and pieces in here, which it doesn't look like at the minute. But what I'm doing is I'm going through a whole thing of going through all these little drawers and stuff and actually putting some sort of a shape on them so I can find shit. Had a great Christmas, thanks, Mr. Moo. No, it all went very well. Hello, Patrick. Hello, Chris. Good to have you aboard. Wasn't sure how many you'd turn up or anyone, but I just said I'd bang on the camera for half an hour here and see what happens. I want the sparkling water tonight. I will be all refreshed. How are you hearing me? All right with the old microphone? I'm at a loose end this evening, so all is well. Super. Oh, great to have you aboard, Roundy. Have a good New Year too. Thank you. Hope you're both okay and had a good Christmas. We did. We had a grand quiet Christmas. We didn't do anything too wild or exciting. Patrick Bourne's having a beer. Good man, Patrick. Might have one later. I see how I feel, but I'm not really arsed the last few days. I haven't bothered. I'm not really a big drinker, to be honest with you. You get sick of it too after a while. So how's life with everyone here? When do you think you'll get to 3,000 subscribers? Well, let's see. Current projected trends. What happened to the bench, Nodge? Well, Ray, it's like this. I got me shoulder and I sort of fucking scraped it all over there where you can't see it. I need to sort it out because it's getting ridiculous. I can't walk on it at the minute the way it is. It's a bit stupid. Jerry's in the chat as well. How are you, Jerry? I hope you're keeping well too. We'll have to get down to your bench, Ray, at some stage and have a look at your setup. I know we discussed this before, but it never transpired. Down to me, of course. But I'm sure it will at some stage. Do the same. I can't find more. Very, very slightly muffled, but perfectly clear. It's just a different sound. Given the location of the mic, it's much better than previous streams, really. Very good. Shouldn't be muffled. I wonder if there's a cut in behind me. Mind your ears now because it'll be quite loud if I rub off it. Might be better over here. Now, how's that now, Roundy? Is that any better? I don't know, because it was kind of caught in behind here. It's probably the beard. You know what? You're right, but much better. Super. Yeah, you have to watch these things, don't you? Of course, I'm just getting used to it. Yeah, it's hard to know. Yeah, we'll go with that. Best yet now as it goes, yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of fine tuning and tweaking I could do with this thing to get it, 100%. But I suppose I'm not the BBC either. At best, RTE quality. I suppose we could improve. We could put a few egg cartons on the ceiling here, and well, there isn't really much walls to put that on, but or carpet tiles. White Sapphire, hello. How are you? I hope you had a good Christmas. And Kerry Schaefer is here as well. Now, RTE are a whole new law. Well, we won't get political, Roundy, but or lower ourselves to talk about the national broadcaster. However, yeah, I obviously do need it aimed up at the old mouth. It must be a very directional. Although you see them on the television and they're pointing this way and that way. But I don't know. Anyway, Well, if it's working, we'll leave it alone. Good enough. Well, good enough is good enough, I suppose. Roundy, I was watching on the television the other night. Now, RTA, I would never really watch any of the Irish broadcasters, to be honest. However, it was on the other night. Pat Short's the something of telly, but it was spelled wrong. The telly, the telly, the best of the telly. So I thought this was going to be, a best of the year of television. For fuck's sake, they were going back to the 1970s looking for clips. I mean, surely television isn't that bad that they have to go 50 years. They must have to dig the elbow out of retirement to work the flying spot scanner to get this stuff ready for the programme. It was bloody brutal. I don't know how anyone watches RTA. Anyway, that's enough of RTA. Once they are pointing out at all, they're fine. I have Apple AirPods, and they're picking up sound from the side of my head. Yeah, well, I often wondered how they work, because the little microphone is here. And anyone that I've ever spoke to that's using them, I can hear them okay. So I don't know. It's strange, isn't it? There's probably a bit of software carry on going on there too. So anyway, yeah. So that was RTA the other night. I was laughing at it. Jesus, I thought, is it that bad? I said to her, is it that bad that they have to go all the way back to the 70s to look at something that was good on RTA? Oh, brutal carry on, really. Absolutely brutal. So that was, yeah, they drag him out every so often. He raised a copyright strike against me before. I had a video up with tens of thousands of views, which was actually supporting his work. Hey ho, yeah, I wouldn't be a big fan of his now, to be quite honest with you. And I never was. I think the funniest thing he ever did was when he was on Father Ted as, what was he calling Father Ted? It's terrible when your brain doesn't work. Did I get your email the other day? Oh, hello, Norman. Yes, I did, actually. Thanks very much. I did. Tom. That was he. He played Tom on Father Ted. And yeah, I think that was the funniest thing he ever did. Jesus, Father, have you got nothing for me to kill at all? No, Tom. No, when we want you to look after the rabbits, we meant sort of, feed them and that, not in the, Al Pacino sense. Father, have you got nothing for me to kill at all? Feck it anyway. Wonderful. Yeah, I've been watching a bit of Father Ted over Christmas, of course. They bang all them on over Christmas on Channel 4 and that, because they've got nothing else to show. But it is, their timeless classics, all right. Definitely. Or the other one where he's in the Scania 143 with the shy tank on the back, and he goes, hold on a minute there, Father, I open the door for you. Which button is it? Brilliant stuff. It was me own money. I just didn't want to fill out the forms. I must say, Father Ted was certainly a program with plenty of quotes in it. There's loads of quotes, and there's wonderful, wonderful stuff. And we've got 15 watching all the same for us to turn it on the switch on a Friday night. I should say that Andy is in the chat here as well. How are you, Andy? I hope you're keeping well and you had a good Christmas too. I see a couple of your videos popping up all right there, and you're certainly keeping yourself busy over Christmas with record players and all sorts of stuff. Big fan of Sir Alan Sugar, or Lord Sugar, should we say, is our Andy. He's very, very fond of his electronic outputs, which is wonderful. I'm glad it's not just TV content over here that's gone down the pan. And yes, we're going back to Markham and Moyes and Tommy Cooper, etc. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's going back full circle. It's strange, alright, how the whole thing progresses. So what's the video quality like tonight? I must say the picture looks well. I have the new monitor sort of set up here in the up against the wall on a little stand. I might bring the camera around actually and show you that if I can do this without knocking down the whole place. Now I was about turn around. See the new monitor up here, and it's a 32-inch, so it's a lot bigger than what I had there before. So it's working quite well. And the picture quality is super on it. Hey, I'll see we've George Donaldson in the chat here as well. How are you, George? I hope you're keeping well down there. At Lone. Infinite odds nodge. Yeah, no, it's quite psychedelic when you do that. It's cool. Well, if I look good in Norman Donley's 55-inch televisor, I look good anywhere. How's the balls to me feet? They're all right. I'm not doing too badly, thanks. Life is pretty okay here at the minute, George. Thank you. Jerry says the Karens won't let them show the good stuff anymore, like Kenny Everett or Benny Hill and the likes. No, that's all being banished to hell. But I have a feeling all this will come full circle, you know. You've got 720p over here in your corner. That's pretty good. I think it should be outputting in full 1080. The Osbot is capable of 4K, but I think YouTube should be sticking me out in 1080. I don't know if it is or not. That's a question for Roundy Mooney. He's such a technical man. So how was George Donaldson's Christmas? Did you do much out in the shed over Christmas, George, or did you give it a rest? Let me see who have we got here in the chat at the minute. I'll stick that to live chat as well. I do find Eve defaulting to 720 but 1080 available. I wonder, is it putting it out in 1080 though? Kev B. Good man, Kev, how are you? Let's see. Participants, who have we got here? I'll name a few. We've got George Donaldson, we've got Jerry BVR, we've got Kevy B, Norman Donnelly, Roundy Mooney and White Sapphire. I'm sure we got a few more a minute ago. Because I think you drop out of that participation doofer. Oh no. The chat has disappeared. Oh, there it is back. Yeah, 1080 available. Is your if you're a sadist. Or 2 days with a good dose of right chubby brown. Is he still around? Oh, Jesus, man. Yeah, I'd have to check at my end. I'd say, yeah, that's probably what I'd have to do. That could end disastrously. Let's see what happens if I click this button. Nothing. Pop out dashboard. Pop out dashboard. Oh, look at that. Yes, I wonder. Anyway, Chubby is still going. Jesus. Swan John's here. Enjoyed the clip you put up on your trip to Athlone a while back. Yeah, that was August 2019, which is hard to believe it's that long ago. It really is. It's amazing how time goes by. So I'm painting a bedroom here at the minute. And that SD card was in an old smartphone I had here. And the SD card was sitting up here, top of here, and then it went missing from there. But I obviously brought it into the house at some stage, but it fell down behind the chest of drawers. So it was only when I pulled it out, found an SD. She said to me, look, there's an SD card. I said, I wonder what's on that. So I brought it out here, plugged it into the computer, and sure enough, there was the video that I thought was lost forever. Your man, by the way, that's not your man's telly vet, that's my telly vet. I got that off him that day. Or not that day, a subsequent day. I must say though, as a piece of test equipment, I think it's a chocolate teapot, to be honest. It's just interesting for what it is, but it's something I'd never use in anger. I did get it going, but it's, yeah, it is what it is. What was the radio on top of your man's telly vet? I can't remember now because it's that long ago. I didn't actually watch the video myself in full. I just put it up. I'll have to think about that. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it and I'll know what it is. Harold Spencer is in the chat. How are you, Harold? I hope you're keeping well. Great to have you aboard, Harold. How was Harold's Christmas? I couldn't hear the other chap, but he had an amazing collection of gear. Did he sell it all off? No, he actually kept most of it. He built a new workshop at home. There's the video. What I should have done, I'll put the link to the subsequent video I did with him at his new workshop. That his daughter actually built it into the garage at the side of his house. It's a lovely job. About the same size as this, maybe a little bit smaller. A lot more headroom though, so we can stack the stuff high. So he kept all the stuff, and he's a small workbench in there, and he's tiddling along. I think he might take in the odd repair still, just hobbyist kind of stuff, you know. But the thing is, it's he only has to walk out a little door out of his kitchen, and he's in his workshop. So there's no hardship for him at all. So he's tiddling along. He'd be big into the amateur radio as well. He used to actually do repair amateur radio rigs as well down there, as well as televisions. So I don't know if he might be still looking at the odd rig for people as well, you know. But a very knowledgeable fella indeed. So yeah, he kept most of the stuff. He built a big shed in his garden to store it in as well. So let's see if I can find this video from the other day. And I'll tell White Sapphire what the radio is on top of the televet back then. Anyone get any nice toys? I got a hat and a jumper for myself. I didn't get any toys, but I didn't want any. I've far too much stuff anyway, so I didn't need any more. Wonder did anyone else get anything nice? Right, there's the. Let's see the televet now. What's on top of the televet? Oh, I know what's on top of the televet. It's one of these. Let's see if I can root it out. One of these useless radios. Little Maestro. Pilot Little Maestro. I've two of these actually. I think one of them might be that one in the video. Could very well be. Neither of them are in wonderful condition, and I got a bit half-hearted. I think I glued that one back together. I think the cabinet was smashed on this one. Of a lovely one of these, an earlier one in the Bakelite cabinet. That all the TR4 sets were sold with the cabinet after Pilot sold the molds, but and it's alright. But these are a bit plain. These are a bit plain, not all that keen on them. Anyway, I've two of them. So I must be a little bit keen on them. And I think of a mains transformer in them as well, so they're not terrible. These ones have a loop aerial in them, in the cabinet. You know, they're not great. They're not great. That's it. Anyway, maybe one day I'll get around to finishing that one off. Deodorant and aftershave. Oh, there, Kev. Yeah, well, at Christmas it was great when I was a young fella because that's all that everyone bought, obviously. Now no one buys me anything. So I have to buy my own deodorant and aftershave now. Well, actually, I don't use aftershave, but we did it one time. Ray was George was down with Ray yesterday with a few troublesome yokes. I'll have to get down to Ray at some stage, George. And I'm due a spin down your neck of the woods at some stage too. ZX 8401 ZTV likes my lighting. Thank you very much. I never did ask you what your real name is, by the way. Kev B says Jane is shouting at me now. I did get other stuff. Oh there. Are you getting in trouble, Kev? How did she get on with the chair, by the way? Did she paint it up or did she do anything with it in the end? You know, a lot of that stuff in that bonfire at the Goblin was far too good. If I had had room in the van, I would have probably brought a chest of drawers or a wardrobe home with me. Harvey Tunnicliffe. I probably pronounced that wrong. Harvey. Very good, Harvey. It's been polished and cleaned and has seen use. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm glad to hear it. She lives to tell the tale. Now, there's another fella on YouTube as well. I don't know. It's probably not you, though. There's another Harvey. Harvey's reel-to-reel tape recorder heaven or something. That's obviously another fella, though. Let's see. Name off me participants now. I like naming off the participants. It's strange how it dies off. I think it must be participants, but you know, only in the last 2 minutes or whatever, because we've only got George Donaldson, Kev B, myself, White Sapphire, and Harvey. Well, we know there's 23 people watching. Harvey Wallbanger. Swan John and Swan John now. So that's now if I go back into the participants in the live chat, it'll say Swan John as well. It's interesting, isn't it? Norman Donny has commented as well. So now he's back in the loop. So what did he say? And Jerry. Right. Now the live chat won't catch up. Come on. Wait, I can just look over here, can't I? Let me see. That's all right. I may as well go home. So, you're all right, Jerry. Stay here. When I was born in '66, the name Harvey was an American second name. Now everyone uses it. Yeah. Oh, see, Roundy Mooney has access to that menu. If yes, so I suppose does the chat come up for you as the same for me with the little options at the side there at the top? So you can click on and you can go top live or toggle timestamps and all that kind of nonsense. I just put together a serious President McKinley video will drop tomorrow. Good man, George. You're flat out with the CBs. I thought you were going to jack in the CBs at one stage, but you've never done as many now as you're doing at the minute. It would be the same, yeah. I suppose it would be, yeah. The blue spanner, man. I can hear myself in this phone beside me. Turn that down. Bench still looks reasonably tidy. If this is reasonably tidy, I'd hate to see your bench. Martin Ryan says, never knew you were a licensed hand. Yeah, but not as active as I probably could be. To say that I'm not active at all. Do you get up in the owl? Hey, Jeff at all, this weather, George? Roundy Mooney, he means it's today for you. It's tidy for me today. Yeah. It'll be tidier soon enough, I hope. Where do you be getting these rigs, George? Is it a job for someone else? No, FT8 when I'm on. So you're strictly FT8 now these days. You don't bother with the sideband. Yes. Well, I suppose the rubber stamp QSOs, they get a bit boring after a while. Roundy Mooney's thinking about getting his license, but he wants to go and do the Mars first. He wants the sexy call sign like you. I was saying he doesn't have to sit repeating himself like a fucking parrot. Yeah. We have a couple of licensed amateurs here already in the chat. We could even have an Odge sked some night. Although I could see that being a disaster. Tried the Mars years ago, couldn't get above 6 a minute. Yeah. I think it's only 5 a minute to get the license now. 5 is all you need, that's right. Although I must say, George, when I do like it when if you go up and say 80 meters or something and you can have a proper chin wag with someone, you know. Rubber stamp QSOs don't do anything for me at all. I never seen the point in that. But you know, so I've had a few nice contacts on 80. You know, you can have a good conversation with someone and have a chat and a yap. 2 meters used to be pretty good for that as well, but it's died off a bit. Is there much action on 2 down your way now, or George? I don't even hear anyone on the repeaters anymore around here. They've gone fairly quiet. There's a few lads in the repeaters down there. Yeah, there's one repeater down there that has no input CTCSSs or tone. It does carrier input, and it does be fairly good. 145 750 is the output, and when it's open, when 2 meters is good, it's really good. It's steamed in here. Around this time last year, it was steaming in. I was talking to fellas in Wales, Scotland, north of France, all through that repeater down there. What's the bloody name of it? Oh, I can't remember. George says 2 meters is a waste of time. Yeah, I suppose a lot of people say that, all right, but then I suppose we are to blame ourselves as well, because if we don't go on and use it, I suppose there's not going to be anyone on it as well. So, but I do like 2 meters. Like the bollocks that sits keying the devil's bit for hours on end. Oh, yeah. We did a bit of that on Tree Rock there last year. Some fella had got a license or got a radio, not a license, he had no license at all, but he was coming on and he was keying it was going off and off and off. And then obviously he got a few drinks now and he was calling himself Echo India 1. MGR, yeah. EI2 MGR, yeah. Wide open. Super repeater. 2 meters can be good when you get a lift on 2, it can be fabulous. But then there was a few yahoos then, and I suppose that the local frequency around here is 5400. And there was someone coming on screaming and roaring last year and that, but it's not too bad now. You have to use it now and again, I do like 2 meters actually. And there was a few old boys around here that used to like going on and having a yap with. Now and again. So, but I have a diamond co-linear, and of course it snapped in half there a while ago in the wind. So I need to do something about it. So I've no way of getting on 2 at the minute. Yeah, pretty good, alright. Never tried FTA. I believe it's very good. I know we've another amateur radio man here now. I don't know if he's still here or not. Andy, Vintage Electronics Workshop. He's an amateur man as well, and he's like me too. He's not into the rubber stamp QSOs or competitions. The competition's killer for me. Yeah, it's interesting to see. You were showing it to me, George, actually, when I was down with you the last time. You were showing me the FTA RI. Oh, Jesus. I need to get a better footrest. Yeah, the competitions I never understood. I don't get that at all. I was watching what you call him, the DX Commander fella. He was on live stream earlier on today, but he was calling CQ contest for something or other, but just watching it, like, CQ contest, call sign 5 and 9, 53, and then whatever number your fella was. And I don't see the point in that. I like to have a yap with someone. I always thought the whole idea of amateur radio was communication and learning from one another and community, but there's nothing to be learned or gained from rubber stamp QSOs. Flew. Yeah, no, George doesn't really do them. He's always slagging off the CB fellas as well. Yeah, no, I think we could always, within our little group here, we could always revolutionise amateur radio. The Friday night Odds Nodge scared on 80. Yeah. Maybe not. Talk about the dog having pups, football, anything. Yeah, there was a unsent a Usenet, is it? No, I don't know. Group in the UK, nearly dead now. It was absolutely toxic in there. UK.radio.amateur. He's in love with himself, that boy. Yeah, he's doing all right for himself, though. I don't know. Rather than the competitions. Ah, yeah, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think, yeah, I think it should, because as I say, when you do meet someone, I'm sure George will agree though on this, that when you do 180 or whatever, and you get talking to someone that's interesting, and you can have a nice chat with him. I remember talking to a fella here on 2 meters one day, and he's down somewhere down in Kildare. And he was telling me he had travelled to North Korea, and he was telling me all about that. And I had a great chat with him. I was on for nearly an hour talking to him, and I learned quite a bit off him, And I think amateur radio should be about that. Oh yeah, all that bullshit in England with the G3s and G4s looking down at G8s and MOs and M3s and all that nonsense. Yeah, that's a load of bollocks, all that. It is what it is, Usenet, yeah. UK.radio.amateur. So that doesn't use amateur radio at all then. That's just like an internet-based thing, is it? I've heard of Usenet, but doesn't mean anything to me. It's sort of sad the way the whole thing has gone like that, Because I suppose I got the license back in. Well, I only renewed it there recently. And what is it? 5 years, isn't it? So 2018? No, 2017 it would have been. Well, I never really got going on it. I got going on two a bit. We've made a few contacts on 80, 40. I think I made one contact with a fella in Holland on 10. But I never, I've been thinking about getting into it lately, especially now that I have the JRC there. No, I'd agree with that too, and there is an awful lot of that, Jerry, in the whole hobby, which I'm sure a few of them here would agree with. Yeah, and I've been to a few clubs and that, and I've found it a bit off-putting now, to be honest, going in there as a stranger. He loves going on 10 meters using the tank whip on the shed roof using a CB. It's wide open at the minute. River counters. Oh, well, I'm well aware of river counters, Jerry. Another lovely lovely bunch of fellas. You get the fellas too that, with their cameras. Excuse me, you're standing in my viewing space. Arseholes. Yes, indeed. Roundy Mooney said it was like a soap opera back in the day, but it must have turned a fortune of people off the hobby. It was a bulletin board platform, pre-chat forums, etc. Ah, right. I think 11 is open at the minute. Am I out of focus? Joe King is asking me, am I out of focus? I don't think so. It's probably just the colour balance isn't going to be wonderful with the lights that I have on here at the minute. I'm sharp. He's sharp. I'm sharp. Yeah, but in what sense do you mean am I sharp? Testing a control circuit for an amp I'm building. Good, good. The old ZD. Which ZD is that? Is it an early ZD or a later one with the... You might be streaming it from YouTube at a lower rate. One of the last ones. Yeah. So I've got an FT802DM here, which would be similar to that, with a few extra bells and whistles. Sharp on all fronts. Oh, right. I am going into the house. All right. So that means I'm going to turn off this microphone, and I'll be back to you in a couple of minutes. Decision time. I will say not yet.
Hello everyone, Happy New Year. He's in the house, don't know if you can hear me. Hello everyone, Happy New Year. He's in the house, don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I must say oh yeah, turn that down now, because it'll go mad. I must say the distance on this microphone is concerning. Right, I'll see you later. Be careful with that one, alright? Easy to get yourself in trouble with this thing, wouldn't it? Wonderful. I'm still in the water anyway for now. Yeah, I like the Chinese music, I think. Works well, it works too well. I'll make sure that I turn it off. Honk nudge. Swan John found an old car boot sale. Transoceanic H600. Ooh, it's going back a bit, all right. Tell you what I have here, and we may as well, sitting here doing nothing, I may as well do something. As unproductive as it may be, talking about shortwave sets, and of course, Kev is mad to hear some of our Chinese Jimi Hendrix. So I've something under the bench here which I'll dig out and we'll see if it performs at all. Nope. This is a little bit sad. It's an ICF 6700. People of Sony. Let's get in there. That's all. Yeah, let's try this. Oh. Now, see what's that? And I'm seeing this happening to some Sony machines for no real reason. The knobs do sort of melt and disintegrate, and something as terrible has happened to the AFC control for the FM. So I don't know what to do with that. Well, there's nothing I can do because then someone's tried to glue it together and it's covered in super glue. I think I just fill it in and paint it black and forget about the AFC control on FM because you don't really need it. But see, does she perform at all? I seem to remember it was incredibly noisy the last time I tried to do anything with it. And I've no reason to believe that it's improved since with age. But we'll try it anyway. Swan John had one a few years ago and he regrets trading it. Now Donny's on the Apple Tango. The strongest thing Jerry's on is cocoa. Well, I suppose that's no harm either. Let's see. Will she work? Yeah, oh yeah, that band selector is mad noisy. We try and open it up. Seems to remember if you worked it backwards and forwards vigorously for half an hour, it might start to do something for you. Oh. Harvey's Bristol cream. I used to enjoy a tipple of that years ago, actually, believe it or not. Oh, Harvey's Bristol cream. Nice out here, that. Glass of that before you go to bed, put you right. Let's see if we can get that in a medium wave even. Yeah. Absolute. Manx Radio. Right, so it works, and I think it works all right on FM too. I used to.
Se você é cristão,
Even that's noisy.
eu acredito, vem
She's not switching over to LSB either. Which is no harm because he's calling contest anyway. So we don't want to hear him. Ooh, that doesn't sound good, Jerry. Sounds rather frightening. Oh, thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you too. Geeks Television Sound. Now, I wonder how much of an ordeal it is to open this thing up and spray a bit of crap onto the band switch. Will it be an easy job or a not so easy job? It's a Sony. So, who knows? Now they're Sony, so it's well put together than a million screws. Radio Cruncher, how are you? What's new? Not a whole lot. I'll try and spray a bit of crap in on the wave change switch on this if I can. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe it won't be. I don't like the look of that. Turn on a bit more light. Whoa. Overexposure. This could be a job for another day that isn't this hour of the night. There also appears to be screws missing out of this. Perhaps it isn't its first go on the rodeo. Anyway, to me it looks like you come down here, camera. Anyway, it looks like you have to take the front off as well to get in at the business end, which doesn't sound great. Don't think I want to be getting into that right now. It's a bit of a shame. Yeah, being Sony, they wouldn't make it that simple, would they? I should have picked out something handier anyway, shouldn't I? Well put together. It's a... Oh yeah, someone was in here before. Oh no, look at this. What's all this about? Oh no. Yeah. Maybe there's more to this than a noisy band switch. I don't know if you can see all this. See all this crap here? With the wires taped up and stuff. I don't know what's being... Actually, you know what it looks like? Someone has extended all the wires. Why? Why do that? Actually, I wish I could bring in the camera now to show you. This is strange. This is strange. Let's see if I can bring the camera in. I don't know if it probably won't reach. I think that's all she's good for. Look at this, right? Let's see if we can see that. Look, someone's extended all the wires on it, but look, this wire here isn't actually connected. It's just taped up, I think. Let's undo this. Look at this carry on. What's all this about? They've gone and they've cut this. Yeah, we'll put that back. Bodger alert is right. Bleeding hacket job. And they're a lovely they're a lovely radio. Now I know where this came from. To a point. John, my old mentor, bought this in an amateur radio show years ago and he never did anything with it. So that's how I ended up with this in my possession. But it obviously got... I've noticed this at the NVCF and that as well. You need to be bloody careful what you're buying. Because it's not the first Sony I've seen mangled to death either. There's a lovely earlier one here as well. And it's being got at something terrible. Looks lovely. You know the ones that look really nice and they're at a price that you sort of go, oh yeah, I'll have a go with that. That looks good. And then when you get into it, you know, the dodgy ones always are cosmetically excellent. That's what I've noticed. It's the old radio you buy that's in rag order. And you look at it and you go, ugh. you know, and you give your man a fiver for it, and you bring it home and you plug it on, turn it on, and it's super duper. It's strange, isn't it? Makes no sense at all. Anyway, I'm putting that back together for now. I will give it a full strip down and get a bit of spray in on the wave change switch, and see what difference that makes. But why were them wires extended like that for no reason? With that crappy 1960s PVC covered wire, that when you put a soldering iron near the PVC shrinks half an inch up away from the iron. Horrible stuff. That actually, I have a couple of rolls over here, but I don't use it for that. Actually, what I should do is throw it out. You know the gear. This muck. Horrible stuff. Anyway, that's a bit disappointing. Now, we'll save a bit of electricity. Oh, let's see if she'll zoom out for me. Ah, look. Wonderful stuff. That's a bit sad. Why would someone do that to you? But would you agree with me? It's always the bring it home and find 50 quid in the battery compartment. Yeah, it's gas though. I've noticed that at radio shows and that. The one that is the one that's absolutely pristine and it's at a price, you know, you think, oh, that's kind of a bargain. I'll have a go at that, you know. Where it should be 100 quid, but it's 60. And you bring it home and then it's, you know, it's got a rat inside it. And then the one that's in the box under the table for a fiver, that's in bits, the dial glass broken, all, it'll work perfectly. It's all right. So when I see that going on in there, it makes me a little bit concerned that they've done something else with it as well. Also, medium wave seems to be working really well.
You're getting the chances. If you're not taking them, okay. I think how long that lasts, though, for you, that you're not taking them. But
Medium wave sounds pretty good.
2 losses. Brendan Rodgers, is he still the answer?
Because the yardstick is Radio Caroline here these days. There's too much crap on here at the minute for that. Anyway, that's it. ICF 6700, you are banished to underneath the bench once again. It was obviously under there for a reason. Oh dear. Super flame. I don't think I'd deal with that now. I think that'd be the end of the shed if I did that. Anyway, Big Clive is on to me. Apparently it's copyrighted, so I'm not to do that anymore. Jim Gordon. Let's see, who else have we got in here? Probably missed a few comments with all that fluting around. Is it a bread maker? Massey fan has retracted their comment. However, let's see. Someone with no soldering iron messing around inside it. Yeah, it never looks good. Some of the bigger Sony receivers are big money. I know, they've gone nuts. But do they perform all that well? You know, I was looking earlier on there on YouTube at a fella with the Panasonic RF9000. Now there's a machine. But does that probably doesn't perform any better than, say, my Kenwood R600 that I have here, or for general receive the IC735, the ICOM inside. I think a lot of them were bells and whistles, but or as all R4 coating, no knickers, you know. Many flies met their demise. Stick it on eBay. Collector's item. I never saw that on eBay. I couldn't get my head around eBay. The 2100D is a great receiver, yeah. Michelle King, Happy New Year from the Philippines. Hello, Happy New Year. Philippines, they're all tuning in. Great stuff. George Donaldson says to Ray, I know what I have. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't command a massive amount of money for that if it doesn't work right. I mean, if I wanted to get rid of it. eBay take too much of the final value now. Yeah, but it's the same everywhere, isn't it? And then we've over here in Ireland, we've got adverts, and George and Ray and Roundy will tell you what a nightmare that is. And of course, as Swan John says, eBay was good until Brexit. Yeah, and for us over here to be buying that from the UK now it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time from a buyer's point of view as well. Leslie Diamond's in the chat as well. How are you, Leslie? Hope you're keeping well. Yeah, the 2100 or the 2001D, should I say, is a good receiver. Did I have one of them here at one stage? I think I did. George can't remember the last time he bought anything on eBay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I actually bought a remote control for the television there not so long ago on eBay. It's alright for small stuff. eBay is a write-off now. £5 item and £25. Yeah. Went for $3.30 and I got 2 sets. Ooh, that's a bit of a stinger, Kev. That is a bit of a stinger. Yeah, no, the see Eddie Stone radios and that on it are right. In fact, there's one chap on eBay at the minute. Now, I don't fancy his chances. And he has one of these lovely receivers on eBay. And he wants £395. Buy it now. For an EC10. Now, they were never that good, even when they were new. 395 quid he has it up for. I mean, that stuff's crazy. And now that I have it up on the bench, I'm going to turn it on and see if it's working. See if she's still going. These are nice. I actually bought this one on eBay. And I thought I paid too much for it as well at the time. I think I paid about 70 quid for it. And then with the shipping and that, I come up with a little bit more. I always wanted one. And there's a cuteness factor and all that kind of crap. You know, and you know in your heart that you shouldn't, but you do. And wait, I can't remember which is air and which is aerial. I should mark that on the. Okay, that's the area. Makes sense. We're on the long wire. Let's see how she performs. Where are we? 5. We're on medium wave. She's working all right. That's Radio Caroline coming in on the long wire. That's pretty good. Let's zoom in a bit. Right? And then we'll do this, and it should follow me then. Come on. Right? And then I'll go down here. Right? And then I'll do this, and it should stop if it does. Right? Now. Right. Now it's got the idea. I think I should be able to turn it. Oh yeah, there we go. There she is. Caroline's coming in nicely.
Have videoing themselves cutting their hair into.
Radio Scotland's getting swamped by some Spanish station. EC10. Mr. Cruncher.
You shouldn't have to do this. The government, I suppose, there isn't the money to do it.
Yeah, Eddystone, yeah. That's Manx Radio. That always stays in here.
Y a la prominencia de lo que es la letra. Cantos familiares.
That's a Dutch pyre around 1620. There's another one, just above him. And another one there around 1650 or 55, I'd say. She's struggling tonight. I think the all the electrical crap in here is probably upsetting the AGC a little bit. The 49-metre broadcast band. Yeah, she's not coping with the noise all that well. There's just too much crap on around the place.
At the end of this street, he prayed to the Father. ficaria grávida. Também notei que em todos os
30-meter broadcast band. So she's not bad for what she is, you know. I mean, they call this a communications receiver, but it's not a communications receiver, really, you know. They try to sell it as being a professional grade communications receiver. Let's see if this thing will zoom in on me. Anyone got the Eaton Satellite Executive? I have it. It's a good radio, similar to the D808, but really a battery. I fancy the display drains even when it's switched off. I love the line, yeah, it worked fine a year ago and then I put it into storage. We'll try turning it on now, yeah. You take your chances. That's why you never pay any more than you're willing to lose on an item. 20 kilowatts, yeah. I hope they don't turn off anytime soon. Yeah, the Eddystone. It's a nice machine, that. I like that. Now, in the summer, when I'm sitting outside in the summer, having a beer in the sun in the evening, I like to sit that on the wall outside, and I know it's not a great receiver, but it's nice just to, you can spin around the glands real handy. If you're having a beer, it's handy. The old Texans and the D808 and that are all right, but and they're obviously more stable and everything. The EC10 drifts a bit as well, quite a bit. But if you're listening to, say, single sideband on 80 meters or whatever, it's a full-time job. But if you're just having a beer or whatever, it's just handy one knob for spinning around the shortwave broadcast bands. Whereas this, you're up and down and you're twiddling. So I like it for that. And it's fun to use. It is fun to use. Like your Cobra 200, worked fine when last time I tried it. Yeah. No NCT, but we'll fly through the test. Of course I will, yeah. Untested due to lack of cable, and it's got a figure of 8 or an IEC there. That's a classic. Do they use a directional aerial? Manx radio? No, I don't think so. I think it's a vertical doofer. Any more messing with the ATS-20? Not particularly, no. No, I had it hooked up to the doublet earlier and it was listening to 80 meters on it, but the ATS-20 is what it is. It's not a wonderful receiver. I don't think it'll ever be me go-to one, I just sort of got it for the crack. If someone was getting into shortwave listening, I wouldn't recommend it to them. But it's all right. It is what it is. Let's see. Participants in the chat at the moment. Brum Adam, Freezing Pig, George Donaldson, Jerry BVR, Jim Gordon from Scotland, Kev B, Leslie Diamond, Roundy Mooney, and Swan John. Very good. Yeah, well, I gathered that all right. Radio Cruncher is still here as well. Very good. I know Radio Cruncher has or had an Eddystone EC10 as well. How did you find yours overall? As I say, it's fun to mess around with on a summer's evening or that, but it's not something that I would, it's not a serious receiver. But on a summer's evening for messing around the shortwave broadcast bands, it's super duper. Have you still got the Eddystone 358X, and which do you think is, and which do you think's best, Marconi CR100 or RCA the AR88? What could I say? I still have the 358X. Yeah, that won't be going anywhere, and that is a wonderful receiver. That's unbelievable. Now, it's not a very practical receiver. What with all those bloody band coils that you have to plug in and out, but that's some piece of kit. Now, it does need a little bit of tidying up. I had received a bit of work in the past, but it needs to be tidied up. I suppose it's a bit like that Sony radio there. There's a few bits and pieces. I've never put it up on the bench. I've never taken the cover off underneath. I do know it was fitted with a product detector, which I think is based around an ECC 83 or something like that. But it works really well. Now, as for your question, I have both. I've got 3 CR100s here, believe it or not, all in various states of disrepair, and I have an AR88, which I bought for a $5 at the Goblin, because I felt sorry for it, and I had a feeling I knew it was going to happen to it afterwards. George Christophe picked it up like it was a portable pocket radio and dumped it into the back of the van and nearly burst the tyres. So I can't tell you which one is better, but from what I've read, I should imagine that the AR88 is the better receiver. Just going on what I've read. It hasn't got a posh case like yours. Yeah, well, don't let the case throw you. The case, it's not an Eddystone case. That is microscope box, which fits the radio perfectly. So, and a rear input off an old scrap radio for the area and earth wired into it. So I can bring it around. And I was sort of, in the summer when I'd have it sitting on the wall, I was afraid it might fall off the wall or get damaged. So this was my solution. So there's a few carpet tiles glued into the inside of the box, and she just fits snugly in with a few holes drilled in the bottom for the speaker. And so it's all right. So if it's, if it starts raining or something outside and I'm not outside to grab it, it's not going to get damaged. So that's the idea in the little box, just to protect it. So I was lucky with that, the way it fits so nicely. I'm not sure if Eddystone actually did a box. They may have done. Ray Bourne's back. AR88 gets Swan John's vote. I've not found anything better than an AR5000 yet. I can see your comments, Brum Adam. Check if you are showing as a participant now. Yeah, you're at the top. If you don't comment within 3 minutes or something, you're not a participant in the live chat. Something like that. George Donaldson says the AOR receivers are shit. Oh, I don't know. I never had one. If you don't post in a couple of minutes or so, yeah, it drops you off. Yes, George Donaldson, they are big money. Oh, dear shit, those AOR. Oh, I thought you said I read that as their shit. It does look like a factory fitted job, doesn't it? Yeah, no, it's very handy. And as I say, if I leave it sitting out on the wall in the summer and it starts raining or something, I'm not here and I'm in the house or doing something. It's it's going to save it from the rain or that. And if it falls or whatever, it stops it getting marked and that. I like the way it just fits in there nicely, And it has the handle on it, so I can bring it portable if I want. I haven't felt the need to bring it portable yet, but I might do someday. A receiver is only good as the aerial it's connected to. Well, that's very true, George. Yes. And don't forget your ground either. The ground makes it too. And I can show you that with this. So let's, well, on the lower bands anyway, the higher you go up, I think the less important an earth is. But certainly on medium wave, long wave, and probably top band too. So let's go down to medium wave.
¿Qué tal? Muy buenas noches, Gonzalo.
Right, that's Caroline. Now there's a bit of mixing there with the Spanish stations. Can you hear the noise? I wonder if we get out on an 80 on it, just for the crack. Now the thing with using this with the BFO is the BFO gets overloaded. So you have to turn down the RF gain, turn the AF gain flat out. It's a bloody nightmare to use on sideband radio. But when you get it spot on, it sounds lovely. You get him tuned in and then you realise he's not even speaking English. Sounds like a German fella.
Ja, heute haben wir nicht so gute Bedingungen. Gestern war es besser, ne? Ja, gut, okay. Man kann nicht jeden Tag verlangen, dass das einwandfrei funktioniert. Wir haben ja schließlich Jahreswechsel. Ja, hoffentlich geht's morgen Abend ein bisschen besser.
It's a Texan, Jim.
Geht schon wunderbar. Naja, morgen hoffentlich.
Wunderbar. He's German anyway. How's your Morse code, George? Let me see. I think it should be, by the way, just get the lump hammered out. It should be a claw hammer, George. Come on. I seen that live stream the other day you did. Your man giving out to you for using a claw hammer. Bleeding plonker. Hey, Dave O'Toole. Good to have you aboard. Bro, Madam likes the case on the Eddystone. Yeah, it's class, alright. It was a stroke of luck finding that. I reckon the AR88 was the most beautiful looking radios ever with that glowing dial. Almost worth a hernia if you could get from lifting it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my one going at some stage. Let me see. Radio Cruncher is going to be installing better antennas. Yeah. The thing is, when you get a better antenna, then you think, it could even be better again, and you keep going and going and going at it. Texan make excellent radios. Yeah, they do, especially for the price. I mean, this was the little PL330 here, which I think is easier to use than the XH Data. The both of the pros and cons, and people have asked me I did videos on both when I got them, and people have asked me on both of them, you know, which one is the best and which one should I buy. I even had fuckers sending me emails asking me which. Now I didn't reply to them, you know, to be honest with you. You know, which one should I buy? You know, the answer is both, because they both do things differently. There's neither one better than the other. This one's a little bit easier to use, I think. It's a little bit smaller. It goes in the short pocket if you're into that sort of thing. The XH Data is probably more sensitive on medium wave. It's got the airband on it as well if you're into that sort of jazz. So they're about, you know, give or take, they're about the same really. XH Data has a fine tune, a manual fine tune, whereas this is a little bit more fluty in that department. But they're both excellent radios for the money. For the money, you know, for the money they're very good. But yeah, so you need to buy the two of them. Very clear audio, yeah. Am I licensed? I am, Graham. I am licensed, but I was just telling the lads here earlier on, and we were discussing amateur radio because there's a few licensed people here in the chat as well. George obviously is licensed, and we had Andy from the Vintage Electronics Workshop here earlier on. He's licensed as well. There's a few people here licensed, but we're all sort of saying the same thing, you know. It's kind of gone a bit crap. I don't be on too much radio. Graham has a full UK license as well. Very good. Yeah, but the competition's killer for me. GRA, M1 GRA. Now that's a good call, Tony. I like that. Rolls off the tongue. Is it the same license you can use for a boat? No, it's not. It's different. Freezing Pig is M0 XCD. Leslie Diamond's an old timer, but he's not going to tell us who he is. MFD 70. Ah, yes, that famous green London country route master, or regent, I should say. It looks like there is a 3-foot high can of WD-40 to your right on the shelf. Well, I'm actually being, it's not a WD-40 can, it's a super flame, right? But yeah, yeah, the camera's just at a nice angle for that. Leslie Diamond's G4P, right? So there's loads of. I'm 8 HMB. But yeah. Indio 7 kilowatt Oscar, but he only runs half a gallon, isn't that right? Let's zoom this out a bit. No, zoom out this one. Ooh, I love that. That's gas. You're getting great crack out of this camera. Jim Gordon says Texans do make good, but they have quality control problems. I got 2 PL310 ETs. Yeah, that's the same as the 330 without the sideband, I think. Before I got one that worked properly, that's a shame. The first one was definitely shortwave. The second overloaded at the least shortwave signal, and the third was okay. Yeah, I suppose you take your chances. But for the price point, they're fairly good, you know. Although they've gone up a bit since. So as I said, I think I paid around, I think it was around €55 or something at the time. It was in that 50 to 60 bracket for that one. This was a little bit more. I think this might have been 60. Now, I'm looking on AliExpress. These are up on 60, 65, 70. And these bloody things are up on 80, 85, 90. So, it's concerning. Underscore is in the chat as well. Wonderful stuff. Half a gallon is plenty. The only man I ever met who described RF input power into a doublet as in gallons, pints and quarts. Leslie Diamond passed the RAA in 1976. So I hope there isn't going to be disconcertation in between the different call sign groups in the chat now. We were talking earlier on about the nonsense of, you know, the call sign snobbery that goes on, probably more so in the UK than Ireland as such. It's cold over there. I should say it is all right. Oh, cool. It's cool. It'll be cool, all right. You do CB as well. Ooh, that whole thing of amateurs and CB, I never understood that. It's all radio. I'm sure George will be on the same page with me with this one. I'm sure most normal-minded people would. You know, radio is radio. In half a gallon increments. Yeah, we'll show that, all right. Call sign me ass money laundered my EI for this one. And I hate contests. 5 and 9, get the fuck out. No, the contest's killer for me. Absolutely. Part-time ham, full-time sea bear. I like it, George. I like it. Indeed, Mr. Cruncher, and it's all a load of nonsense. Radio is radio, and as I was saying earlier on to the lads here, the contests and everything kill it for me. I think, you know, radio should be able to go on there and have a good chin wag with someone. You know, as I was saying, some of the best conversations I ever had were on 80 meters, and on 2, and you enjoy contesting. Oh no, that's it. You're banned from the chat. They ruin weekends. Only sanctuary is 30 and 17. Yeah, I suppose. Look, I'm not. I was gonna say I'm not anti-contest, but I think I am. I think I am anti-contest. Look, I suppose there's room for everything, but I think the contesters have taken over. They have taken over the band. Like, I was listening on 80 there earlier on, and there was some contest thing on, and just everywhere you spin the knob, it's CQ contest, 5-9, 5 on 3. So I think in moderation it's good, but you know, I think contesting has probably done more harm than good to the hobby in the last 10, 15 years. Leslie Diamond says the contest is good for testing a radio or an aerial. Yeah, I suppose, and if you want that quick, CQ thing, what have you, it's probably good for that. But I think too much with damages. I like a good rag tune now, I must say, if I do go on. They aren't all the same. Yeah. Well, I suppose I wouldn't tar everyone with the one brush either. Where the deep pockets are only winners. Well, that is true, and I think I read somewhere there, not too far away past, that they were looking to get it made an Olympic sport. And I don't know if anyone here ever watches South Park, but there was an episode of South Park where the kids got involved with this online gaming thing, and there was this big faffler at his computer game, and I just have that vision of these lads in the Olympics. They're huge because they never move out of their shack. They're for 48 hours straight, pissing into a bottle and shitting into a bucket. The CQ contest, 5-9, 5, 2, 3, 8, 9, 7. It just doesn't do it for me now, I must say. The Italians are the worst for that crack, are they? Especially, like, they run more than half a gallon. They run 7 or 8 gallons, and they blast everyone out. It's a bit like some pub quizzes. Some people take it way too seriously and get aggressive when they don't win. Yeah, well, Jim, pub quizzes are finished because every fucker's under the table with one of these now in pub quizzes, unfortunately. The days of the pub quiz are dead. George's PC can do 40 word a minute, no bother. I'd say can, alright. Now, there's a good idea. You could have the shack at the end of a 100 meter sprint. We'd well watch that on the Olympics, alright. Oh, it's water, all right, yeah. It's water indeed. Right, it's 11:15. I'm going to pull the plug on this. It's time to go in and be sociable with Mrs. Odgenodge for a while before I go to bed. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. It was an off-the-cuff dover. I'll probably do Sunday night as well as I usually do, all being well. We'll see. I know I'm going out on Sunday, so I don't know what time I'll be back at or whatever. But I think we'll do Sunday anyway. And we'll take it from there. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's been interesting. Radio Cruncher doesn't do the data stuff. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the data stuff myself. I think it'd be sideband or AM for me, really, now, to be honest. Yes, it'll be next year as well. That's right. Forgetting that. Because tomorrow's New Year's Eve. So this time, tomorrow night, we'll be all bringing in the new year. Right. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks everyone for tuning in. And we'll talk to you soon. See you Sunday. Happy New Year, one and all.